Prevention Month in September, one Bay Area company is working to help stop suicides in the construction industry. Construction actually has one of the highest suicide rates of any field. According to the CDC, for every 100,000 people working in the construction industry, about 53 commit suicide. The president of United Suicide Survivors International says the stress and the physical demands of the job have a lot to do with the high suicide rates in that field.
There is unrelenting pressure to do more with less, under budget, on time, without any incidents or safety problems. And so there's just everybody's completely squeezed with pressure all the time. And then you couple that with pretty scrutinizing regulations and rules and standards and compliance issues. It leads to a lot.
Spectrum Bay News 9's Dahlia Dangerfield has more now from one man who's trying to change this trend.
At Ajax Paving, Vince Hayfully considers himself the old guy. The old guy with a whole bunch of cousins.
I do see everyone here as my family. The people are important to me.
Vince is president of the company, and at least once a week, he visits the crews.
What are they doing out here?
Not just to see what they're doing, but how they're doing. You see, this old guy is on a new mission to save lives.
A few years ago, we lost an employee to suicide. I was the last person to see him that day.
Mark, well, he was known as the office comedian, always joking, always making sure everyone else was happy. But inside, he was struggling. And Vince had no idea. No one did.
I was the last one to see Mark that day as he sat in his car to go home. I casually walked by, waved to him, he waved at me, we smiled, and he drove off, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the construction business has the greatest suicide rate of any industry, over 4 times higher than the national average, 5 times higher than all construction deaths combined.
We'll lose 2 to 3 workers today from some type of work-related fatality. Fall from a high rise, get hit in the head with a pipe, get backed over by a dump truck, 2 to 3 people. Today, in those same industries, we'll lose 10 to 15 people through suicide.
Before Mark's death and before hearing those numbers, Vince had a hard time believing there was a problem. He even laughed when someone in the company approached him about it.
I said, "Do you even know of anyone this has ever happened to?"
Now this journal Vince keeps with him has become his proof. Vince is getting a PhD at USF and writing extensively about suicide rates in the construction industry.
Let the journey begin. Vince, December 15, 2021.
Inside the journal are stories from those who have been impacted by suicide. Years ago, facing a divorce, Vince seriously considered ending his life too.
I began to ask myself, I can hardly afford to support one home. How am I going to support 2? How will the kids go to college? How am I going to fix this? Because that's what I am. I'm a fixer.
One phone call from a friend saved his life. And being able to share his story has helped Vince to save others. All these notes are from people just saying thank you for talking about it.
Is it something I'm proud of? No. It's part of who I am. It's part of the journey.
That road brings Vince here once a week, checking on the crews and their mental health, sharing about the help that's available.
We're about trying to change the future of this industry.
Saving lives in the construction business has turned into his lifelong calling. Vince wants to make sure his family knows it's okay to say you're not okay. In Hillsborough County, I'm Dahlia Dangerfield for Spectrum News.
In addition to outreach, Felly's company recently donated to United Suicide Survivors International. Tonight we're